Welcome to this third Pyland tutorial. In this video I'll be showing you how you can chain multiple events to happen one after the other. So if we pick up from where we got to, we had a simple script that would move the NPC south and would also display the dialogue. But this would all happen at the same time when the level is run. As Python interprets the code, it will just go through line by line and do each one, which makes them all seem like they're happening pretty much at the same time. So if we want things to happen in a particular order, so we might want the NPC to move and then to speak, I need to introduce you to something called Lambda functions, because we can pass a list of Lambda functions and the game engine will be able to execute them one after the other once each function has completed. So let's just start by creating a list of Lambda functions, and I'll explain to you what they are as I do it. So we can get rid of this code for now, and let's create our intro sequence. So this is going to be a list, so we're using the square brackets, and each element of this list will be a Lambda function. So a Lambda function is just a function that you can put in one line, and you don't need to give the function a name, and it is not executed immediately. It is called at a later point when you want to lazily call it in your program. So let's put our first Lambda function in this list. So to define a Lambda function, you type Lambda, and you'll see it highlights because it's a Python keyword, and then you put a colon, and then you put the function that you want. So the function could just be npc1.move_south, like that. So it's important to note that in a Lambda function you can only have one command in it. So this is just moving the NPC south. I couldn't chain multiple lines of code into that Lambda function. If I wanted to do that, I'd have to create my own function, have the multiple things, and then in the Lambda function just call the function I want. And now, so that the engine can execute all of these Lambda functions one at a time once each one has finished, we need to pass something called a callback to it. So callbacks are just Lambda functions that get executed at the end of a function. So for most of the functions we've got in Pyland, we accept a callback as an argument, and what it will do is it will call that callback once the function has finished. So what we want to do is to actually pass a callback into move south, so that when move south is finished, it can do the next function in the list. So to do this, we take callback as an argument to the Lambda function. So all your arguments to the function come before the colon and after Lambda. We can pass the callback to move south, because if you look in the GameObject class, you'll see that the move south method accepts callback as an argument. It's an optional argument, but in this case we do want to pass it. So we'll specify the name of the argument we're passing, which is callback, and we'll say that's equal to callback that we've taken as an argument of the Lambda function. Don't worry if it takes you a bit of time to get used to this new syntax. You'll soon get the hang of it as you use it more for creating your own levels. So what we've got here, we've got our first Lambda function. It takes a callback, and then we pass that callback to move south. This callback is passed to the function by the engine. We don't actually have to worry about that ourselves. The engine will just take this list and pass the next element in the list as the callback to the element it's currently executing. So let's add another Lambda function to this list. So we type Lambda, we'll pass a callback again, and then let's make the NPC face north. So he's just going to step down one and then look up to the player, and he's going to tell the player a quick message. So to this face north we want to pass callback equals callback. This callback to face north will be the next element in the list, but since currently this is the last element in the list, we don't actually need it. This is just for when we add the dialogue later on. So now we've got this list of Lambda functions. Let's see if the engine can handle these. So to run this when the level starts, we type engine.run_callbacklist_sequence, and then we pass the list of Lambda functions that we want it to execute. So ours is called intro sequence. Let's save this and run it and see what happens. Okay, so if you saw there, he walked down and then he faced north. If we simply said npc1 move south and then on the next line npc1 face north, it would have done them at the same time. But here, because we're using callbacks, it's doing one after the other by going through the list of events. And now to finish this off, I'll just add one more callback. We'll do some engine dialogue. So it'll be the NPC will move down, he'll face up, and then he's going to say something. Because we've just got a list of Lambda functions, if we keep on adding them to this list like this, it's just going to keep on going horizontally our script and it'll be very difficult to manage. So I'm just going to lay it out slightly differently. And you'll see we do this in our own scripts. We just have each Lambda callback on a separate line just to try and make it easier to manage the code. So I'll add a third Lambda function and we'll do engine.show_dialog, and let's have him say, make sure to stay clear of these crocodiles. And again, we'll pass a callback for when we have more functions in this list. And as you can see, we always have the callback as the last argument for the methods we're calling. So let's just check this out. So as you can see, he moved down, he faced up, and then he said, make sure to stay clear of these crocodiles. So that's enough for this video. I hope it's been useful. Stay tuned for the next one where I'll be showing you more Pyland scripting. Thank you.